Keeping a secret, what would you do? Hi everyone, I am new to this channel, and I have come here because I am finding it extremely difficult to cope with life at the moment. So here is my story. I have been with my partner for 11 years now, and at times it's been a real struggle. I have been bad-tempered and done a few stupid things like breaking stuff, etc. We were living in Aberdeen, Scotland, and it was not really working out as my partner had no friends and no break from being home alone. And that put a strain on things, which in turn made me act in bad ways. So she moved back to the south of England near her family, so she could be out more, etc. I had stayed in Aberdeen for a few months after she moved, and I spent Christmas alone and also missed my son's birthday. Anyway, I had a good friend who I decided I would invite down for Halloween last year. My partner had never met him before, so he arrived, and him and my partner seemed to be getting on really well. And I was like, oh good, they are getting on, and it's nice for us to share a friend. That first night I went to bed around midnight, and I woke around 5:30 a.m. and went downstairs to find them both still up talking. This got my back up a bit, to be honest. And not long after I got up, they both went to bed. This pattern repeated for the entire week, and we even argued in front of my friend about. I would be up early with my son and they would not be up till much later on, and of course they would then stay up all night again. At one point I fell asleep while we were all chatting, and she shouted at me and even said, "Why don't you just go to ducking bed?" I said to her, "Well, why don't you come up as well?" And she flatly said, "No, I want to stay up with Bob." One night I remember waking at around 4 a.m. and partner was not in bed. All was quiet downstairs, lights off, etc. So I thought, what's going on? My mind is now racing, and all sorts of thoughts are going through my head as I sneak very quietly downstairs. I see the room he is in, the door is shut but the light is on, and then I hear her let off a little giggle. I decided I won't barge in, so I knocked and entered, and there they were, just sat talking away. She sat under his covers at the end of his bed. So Friday comes and I have agreed to go to her mum's house to take a delivery of some stuff for their roof. My partner has told me to go alone and that she will get up with my son. So I chase her up and she will not get out of bed. So I take my son with me, now bearing in mind that for the whole week neither of them were out of bed until at least 10:30 a.m. This particular Friday she rings me at like 8:30 and says she and him are both up and he is getting in the shower. I could not help but think they would make an effort to get up when I was not there. So anyway, the day comes when he goes home and I feel a bit of relief that it's over. How wrong I was. I asked him to text me when he arrived back safely. Well, let's just say he didn't. So time comes and I think he must be home by now, but I have not heard anything. And I have this horrible twist in my gut. So I grab her phone and have a look, and lo and behold, there it is, the message from him to her saying he made it back safely and he really misses Basingstoke. She replies, "Basingstoke really misses you too." Now this made me mad at both him and her. I said to him, "Why did you not text me?" To which he said it was an accident. I said to her, "Why did you not tell me he messaged you?" And she said, "Well, the way you would react, I couldn't." This texting went on for a few weeks, and numerous times I caught her out and she denied it all. At one point I saw a message in her phone while she had it in her hand and asked her calmly, "Why you are still messaging him?" She stood up, walked out the room, and shortly came back and said she did not know what I was talking about, and funnily enough the message I had just seen was now deleted. I got fed up with all the lying and deceit, so in the end decided to ask her to delete his number. Which she did, sort of. Only I later found out she had saved it as her sister's name instead. I had really had enough at this point and decided to change one digit in the phone number and also to put a block on anyone not in her contacts list being able to contact her. I confronted her and she claims she saved his number like that to see if I was tracking what she was doing. Things gradually got better right up until October this year, nearly exactly a year on from this. She started being distant again, and again my gut started turning, so in the end I asked what was wrong. How I wish I had not. She went on a massive rant about how pissed off at me she was for how I handled the situation the year before. I have not even given it a second thought, and here she is claiming she is not bothered, but she does not like the fact I interfered. Bear with me, nearly at the end now, law. So, a few weeks go by and things just are not right, and then the main issue comes to light. I had her laptop while she had to use my PC, and I go to the Facebook login page, and there in the email box is an email address I have never seen. I say to her, "Is this your email address?" She replies, "Yes." I politely ask, "Oh, so you are on Facebook then?" And she says no. So I hit enter, and of course no password inserted, so can't log in, and there it is, her Facebook profile asking for correct password. I say to her, "Oh, so is this not you then?" She got defensive very quickly. She claims it's not for anything and she just wants it to connect with friends from her degree she is doing. So I accept that with a pinch of salt, as now I do not trust her at all. Couple weeks go by and things seem to be getting a bit worse, and she is becoming very cagey. Until one night all of a sudden, she is acting very odd, closing her laptop lid when I go near and taking her laptop to the toilet with her. Now I am very suspicious, as also today she put a pic of herself all done up with makeup etc. as her profile pic, and now this. I lodge into my Facebook account and locate my so-called mate, and there she is on his friends list. Now just before this, when she took her laptop to the toilet, she left her phone behind, so I had a look and there were some texts to her best girlfriend saying things like friend request sent. I messaged him, oh he messaged me back, my heart just did a flip, what wrong with me? I confront her again and again. To begin with, she denies it and she starts portraying me to be paranoid and a psycho, and she just wanted to know how he is. I said, why do you need to know how he is? That does not matter after last year. She still refuses to see why I might react in certain ways and be hurt by all this. To make matters worse, she is moving back to Scotland in January 2020. Luckily the move came about before she was talking to him, or God knows what I would think. There have also been plenty other things she has acted strange about, and because I trust my gut I have followed up, and each time I have found that she is lying. Oh, one more thing, I decided I want to see what she is saying on Facebook. I found out recently her Facebook password contains his name, and also a few other people from Scotland we were friends with. She has been telling that we broke up last year. She even told this guy she was single and loving it. And she has another friend not from Scotland that she has told we are together. Sorry for the very long post, but I am at a complete loss and really need some help here. Thanks for taking the time to read this, and I look forward to hearing your responses. The only thing I forgot to add was that she keeps saying she just wants him as a friend on Facebook and nothing more. Comments. Dude, you found your partner sitting in bed with your friend in your house and you didn't kick him out. What is the matter with you? They were having an affair right under your nose. Do you think it's right that someone in a committed relationship stays up till morning to talk with someone when her partner is upstairs sleeping? Do you think it's okay that she also went to your guest room with him and giggle? For real? And you called it emotional affair? I doubt it. I think it's a physical affair that started right under your nose and you don't do anything about it but complaining to her? Please find some backbone. Your friend. He is not your friend at all. I bet he was laughing on the inside because you heard your partner was in your guest room with him and you were polite enough to knock first and let him stay after all that. It's your house, your guest room. I would have thrown his and her, if she complained, belongings outside that night if I were you. OP responds. I don't, that's for sure. No one goes to these lengths to just be friends on Facebook. It's starting to get to me. I can't sleep and I have lost over a stone in weight in less than a week. If I even mention it, she goes nuts. I have found out by other means that she had feelings for him and I have said to her I understand it etc. And she still denies it, even though I actually have recorded proof of her saying it. Thanks for the responses though, it's good to get other opinions on this. I actually agree with you, but it was not that easy for me, as to be honest. I have put her through hell with my temper in the past, and I guess part of me felt guilty, and that because she liked him I would upset her again. And actually yes, now I come to think of it, there were a couple times I saw her stroke his arm. But I vowed to not be the angry person again, mainly because when the red mist descends over my eyes I lose control. I have also gone to the lengths of checking her internet history, and pretty much every day she is looking at his Facebook profile and pictures of him, and also listening to Hungry Eyes from Dirty Dancing an awful lot. We are not married and the house is in her name. I however pay the bills. Thanks as well, you reminded me of something else. This is brilliant. After he left and I confronted her about the texting thing, she slept in that room for about a week. Should I just lay all my cards on the table and tell her everything I know and then give her an ultimatum? Problem is, she is moving to the city where he lives in a couple months, and this whole Facebook thing has come about not long after the decision to move back. I have tried to tell her that they have both overstepped the line, but she just dismisses it as though I am paranoid and psychopathic. Even her family don't know the full extent of all of this. I have been reading the cheater's script and lol, some of it is so familiar it's unreal. I have wanted to confront him for a long time. I certainly would not do what he did as a friend. Using that term very loosely, there are boundaries you just don't cross, and he jumped over them. And let me be honest, if he were in the same town as me, God help him. Yes, he is a slime ball and I wish I never laid eyes on him, let alone introduce him to my so-called partner. She maintains to me he is just a friend on Facebook. However, a few weeks ago she had a psychic reading done from which she received a copy on CD. She stated it was a meditation CD to help her relax. I offered we both listen to it and chill out. She immediately got on the defensive and said she was not listening to it until she moved. Obviously, suspicion aroused, I listened to it when she was out and she stated clearly there that she had feelings for him etc. She even lied about how she met him. She claimed it was through another friend. Also, she stated that she would like to maybe see him in the future. She asked this psychic if she should pursue him, and he said no. I suppose I should now also mention that she is currently in Scotland with previous mentioned best friend. She is viewing the house she is moving to. So far today no contact from her whatsoever, not even a text to ask how our son is. She finally texts me today, and I will admit this morning I dropped her a message on Facebook saying that I did not like the fact it felt like she was having him as a backup when she moves in January. She responded by saying I have put her off men. I said I was being honest, to which she replied that my honesty always came back to him, which is sad. I know she wants to separate. However, she keeps saying she wants a break and to see what happens, and she hopes we can work it out. I am very confused, but I know I cannot put up with this anymore. I am now only concerned for my son and the fact that he does need me in his life, and as much as it hurts to say this, she is not the best mother and she is too selfish to put him first. If I do nothing, then I am just accepting that she is cheating on me and surely setting myself up for even worse hurt in the future. She is financing her house as such by doing a house swap. Yes, she is in the hotel. I have card statements saying so. If it appears that all I have done is whine and cry, it's only because I do not know how to deal with the situation, and that is why I came here. I love my son more than life itself, and I want to fight for him, but I was never brought up in a stable home. And I guess that is all I want for him. Not the hurt it would cause him to go through the custody battles. I deserve better, and I know this now, and although your response was blunt, I respect what you have said and I agree with you. Surely the fight for my family should be mirrored by her. She should want to fight for it also. And yes, I have held off contacting him for now, as I want to see where it goes and to gather more evidence. The whole situation is odd to me and only further complicated by the fact she is moving. If I may change direction slightly, we were all going to move somewhere else. But after seeing it, we decided it was not the best move for us. Then this exchange appeared in Aberdeen, and that is when things started taking a turn for the worst. Given we have had a jaded history there, I expressed I was not happy about moving there, and from that day on is when this crap began. And it has spiraled into what it is now. And one more thing, I am still in a state of emotional shock, I think, as it's still all recent. Let me explain why I refused to move with her. We lived in Aberdeen for about 5 years. Times were tough and were not working, mainly due to the fact she had no friends or family there. And she took all this out on me. She moved back near her family around 2 years ago, and now for many reasons no longer wants to be here. So she started searching for council house exchanges and found one near Glasgow. The house was really nice and we went to see it, and to be honest, we were both very excited about the fresh start it would bring. Then we did some more research only to discover it was a relatively deprived area with higher crime rates. So we decided to go no further. She then searched again and found the one in Aberdeen. I stated from the off I did not want to move back there, given we did not have a great time of things before and that the bad memories were there and would make it difficult. We talked some more and I said I was prepared to move, but only on the condition that history be forgotten. She seemed fine with this. Then the year anniversary of him being here for that fated week came about, and her attitude towards it all changed, and she started saying that she wanted a break, etc. She has no job there, but I could walk back into my old job tomorrow. She is studying a psychology degree at present to get herself a job in the future. Hope this clears some things up for you. I now, however, feel extremely low and ready to give up. I can't handle it anymore. She is away and all I can think is she is up there with him. Aberdeen came about. I expressed I was not happy and decided maybe it was worth a shot. She told me yes, let's to do it, fresh start, etc. Once I basically said we can't make the same mistakes as before, she started acting strange, which went on for a few weeks, and this with him started again. She has had no contact with him prior, and I know this as I have read their Facebook messages to each other. An exit affair perhaps, but I think she is in some delusions as to the grass being greener. This guy is barely a man and completely clueless. He knows she has a son, my son, and despite that in their messages he says to her it's a shame she was not moving sooner, as they could have gone to some rock gig together. Does he forget she has told him she is a single mum? She has no family or true friends there, so how she could anyway? Not really been thought through, cause if she goes ahead with him at some point, he will have to face me, as me and her have a son together. On a daily basis I will keep up with my son and have to get him ready for school and make sure he is fed and dressed, etc. At weekends I will keep up with him while she lays in bed until 11 or 12. If he is ever upset, she cannot reason with him and decides shouting at him is the way to go. She keeps fighting with me in front of him and undermining me. I always try to remain calm around high, but she tends to get irate and starts to raise her voice, etc. And the minute he gets upset she will shout more at me and blame me in front of him. Recently he was being a bit loud with the computer. I politely said to him to just keep the noise down, and she said to him, "Don't worry Troy, we are moving soon." And mommy loves you, so that's all that matters. Also, on the few rare occasions I have been away, she has been stressing on the phone to me about him and how he is too much, etc. Yet I deal with this on a daily basis, as well as looking after our dog and having a full-time job. Okay, so I have decided that what I will do is this. When she returns home, I am going to sit down with her and ask her to be honest about everything. I will give her a chance to do so, and if she still refuses to admit anything or starts to get fired up, then I will gather my evidence. And I will present it to her that I know everything. I will then say that I cannot trust her, and that she has cheated on me with my ex-friend, albeit physical or not. I will then state that I am happy for the move to go ahead, and that we will have a break from each other for a period of time, and that we must work through this together, and that he can't be in the picture in any way. What she won't know is that I will have gone to lawyers tomorrow to find out my rights, and that way if after a break she is being unreasonable, I will pursue custody of my son. Did I mention that I took on the responsibility of her then 4-year-old daughter when I got with her? I was 19 when I did that, and all these things she looks beyond. Whenever she is stuck or can't do something, I am the first person she will contact. She is very dependent on me and don't think she realizes it. For a while I believed I was in fact crazy, but after the support on this channel I realized I was right all along. I knew in my gut something was wrong when he came to visit last year. And I followed it through even though she tried to deny it all and kept up with the lies. People at work have even said my son is better off with me, and these people have never met him. Okay, so quick update, she has not received a response from him as yet. Her message just said it is weird being back there. I have logged into her Facebook this morning and copied via screenshot all messages she has sent regarding us. In one she says we broke up last year, in another we broke up in February this year, in another we are separating in January next year, and in the other we are still together. We'll be speaking with lawyer today. The other thing she seems to have a massive problem with is me saying anything to her family. I was round her parents' house other day to get a lift. I spoke loosely with my brother-in-law about it, and word got back to her mom, which in turn got back to her. She got very defensive and aggressive on the phone when she found out I mentioned the Facebook thing. Seems typical cheater behavior to me. Comments. I hope you are going to take this sharp salt advice in the true sense of what it is. A helpful comment. Your partner has checked out and is not coming back. Your partner is enemy number one. Why? She is showing behavioral patterns of disorders, etc. Check these out, and that means she will happily crap upon you and your life without so much as a second glance. You think 11 years of togetherness means something in this scenario you now find yourself in. Wrong, they don't. This person is not the one you thought they were. Grow a pair and quick, or as someone has already said, you will find yourself in a room alone in tears wondering how all this happened whilst your friend sits in being dad to your son and ducking your partner with a smile on his face. Your friend has connections of some kind. Expose that jerk for what he is. Her family, friends, the lot. Let her know there are consequences to this kind of behavior. You need to understand something here that is born in so many stories on here. No man ever niced their way back into their wife's affections when she had checked out for someone else ever. It never happened, not even once. If you want her back, you need to show her you can dump her just like that. That's the only way to shake up somebody like her. And then you have to think whether you'd want that kind of person back in your life anyway. Good luck. You'll need it. Update. Okay, so the plot thickens. Yesterday, before she viewed the house she will be moving to, she visited an old friend of ours in the area. Is it possible that she used his Facebook account to message the other guy to arrange to meet, and also at the same time to warn him that I am possibly watching her Facebook? Reason I say this is because she is planning on visiting an old neighbor whom she messaged last night also. However, she got no response as to a time to meet. I asked her in text if she was still meeting this old neighbor, and she said later after 4, and like I say, no reply on her Facebook messages. Another possibility now is she is using her best friend's phone to communicate with him. We'll soon find out, as I have now added itemized billing to my phone accounts. Okay, another update. After my previous post, I had a moment of clarity and I texted and asked her outright if I could trust her. She did not answer, so I let rip, stating she cheated with me friend last year. And again now. She must take responsibility for her actions and stop using the past to justify them. I then turned my phone off, and now it's back on a barrage of texts saying she will call the cops because she is worried for my son's safety. Oh, and her mother is coming round too. I told her I can't trust her and that she has won, it's over. Her mom came round and I told her everything. She was incredibly shocked and lost for words. Seeing as her daughter, my STB ex-girlfriend, was lying to her also, I have said I will not accept this friendship, etc. She claimed to have changed all her passwords, but she has not. We had a really long talk last night and she finally opened up to me and said she has been unhappy for a while and the whole thing with him was just a weapon to hurt me. Same again now. I listened and understood her reasons for her unhappiness, and responded that I have not been happy for a while either. The decision has been made that we are breaking up, and that she is moving. And we will take our time and not rush or force anything. I will need to be in Basingstoke for at least a year anyway, so we are going to try going back to dating when I visit, which will hopefully rekindle our love. If it does not, so be it. She felt she had to make a decision ASAP, and I said no, there is no rush, let's take our time as we can't just throw everything away. And we have said we are separated, and if other people come into our lives, so be it. As for him, no, this has all been attention seeking on her part. He has not been in contact with her. Not by phone, Facebook or email. He isn't interested, and I will tell you why. He would not chance it knowing he would have to deal with me. She has not contacted him either since other day. I have said to her also that this decision is not hers to make. She can choose what she wants during this break, as can I. I will not be waiting for her to decide. If I don't want to be with her and feel I can't trust her, she has been told I will never even consider a future with her unless she is upfront and honest. I have already accepted things may not work out, and have told her no matter what after this break I will be moving closer to my son so I can see him more. I am paying back my company at the moment, so I'm sort of stuck for a year anyways. I have taken many precautions. I have checked card statements. I have monitoring software on her laptop and phone now also. As for secret phone, she does not have one, I am certain of that. Not sure if he chanced it as such, but she encouraged anything with her ways. Apparently, she did it all to hurt me and get back at me for her unhappiness. To be honest, I have had enough and feel as though I can no longer cope with the lies and doubt. Will we ever get past this? It does not feel like it right now. Final update. Half a year later. My ex and I technically broke up last October, but we're still living together due to financial circumstances and the fact we have a son together. She moved to Scotland in January of this year, and has been there 3 weeks now. We were still in contact every day with each other, however some days it felt like we were talking as friends, and other days she would ring just to have a pop at me or when she had a problem with something very simple in her house. Yesterday, after another of these phone calls where all she did was put me down, I decided enough was enough and have initiated no contact except for speaking to my son or if it regards my son. So not even 24 hours on and she has tried to ring 3 times already, claiming it is important but nothing to do with my son. So I politely text her and say if it's not to do with Troy, my son, then just text me. So she texts me and surprise surprise, it's not so important that she needed to ring me. Anyways, I text her the information she required, and 10 minutes later my phone rings again. I again say to her to text, and as a response I get this, and I quote, "You're being pathetic now. Good job, I have Troy. You would never let me see him. I can't put it in text. I need to ring." We were together for 11 years and I know she has moved to Scotland and she has no family there and has only just made her own couple of friends. I was being told all the time how I am having the best time without my son because I can do what I like and go out when I like. Could anyone please offer me some advice on what to do in this situation? Many thanks for taking the time to read this. I have not answered her calls. I have let it ring out and then text her. I just worry that she will not leave me alone, and it seems as though it's only been 1 day and she is finding excuses to contact me. I want to allow at least 30 days of no contact, but it seems that is going to be impossible. For 11 years I have been her only support financially and emotionally. She has not worked the whole time we have been together, and the only friends she has had have been mine with the exception of one that she had before we got together. Obviously, I still have feelings for her at this stage, but I need time to know how I really feel. Is there any other way to do this where I can contact my son and avoid her, or am I going to have to deal with her as well? My son is 8 years old. I don't have time with him as he now lives 540 miles away. And it's not so easy to see him. I will not be seeing him until April as I have no holidays at work to take. It might help you all to know that one of the main reasons I want this no contact period is in the hope that later on we can work things out. But we need this time, you see how we feel, etc. And that won't work if we are in contact. I speak to my son every morning before school, every afternoon after school, and we Skype at bedtime, so it's not so bad. It's been going a bit better the last couple of days. She has not contacted me, however when I text my son it tends to be her that responds, and also when I speak with him on the phone it's always on speaker her end so she can hear me and her. I might get my son a cheap little phone that I can contact him on. My comment: it does sound like she's looking for excuses to contact you, like she needs your emotional support and to have a punching bag. Cut off the emotional support. She's the one who moved. She'll have to figure it out. Don't take it from her, period. Did you guys enjoy this one? Although OP still has feelings for this woman, he is doing what's better for his own life. Is this the perfect ending or no? Comment down below and tell me what